Zealand, a place I've wanted to come for so long, just because it has scenery just like this. From the mountains to the rivers, the oceans and the marine life that calls this place home, you're going to love what we have to show you in this episode. But no matter who you are, if you love wild remote places, you will love New Zealand.
My name's Lynn Sutherland. I'm an adventurer and environmentalist. I partnered with EarthCheck in my quest to uncover the world's best practice in sustainable tourism. My journey took me to exotic locations where people are coming together in a bid to preserve the planet. We need to know the impact tourism has on these incredible destinations and the role each of us must play as responsible travellers. I am in Aotearoa, the land of the long white cloud. Most people know this country as New Zealand, and it has a tourism reputation for being 100% pure. But what is being done to protect this clean green image? I'm visiting 4 of EarthCheck's certified operators on the South Island, who are each taking a different approach to doing their bit. My first stop was to pick up an eco-friendly campervan. I am in the historic town of Oamaru, which is about 2/3 of the way down the South Island of New Zealand on the eastern side. Now, walking around here, you'd think you've gone back 100 years in time. But we're here to meet some very interesting locals. You probably think I'm referring to the warm and welcoming people, but the colourful characters I'm looking for are actually the blue penguins. They made a home for themselves in the Rocky Harbour foreshore, and the quarry that they live in is now a conservation area and one of the town's most popular attractions. So, Philippa, this is what people can do. They can come and see these little boxes. This is where they actually nest.
Yeah, this is where people can come during the day to see the penguins. So what they're looking at is the penguins' nesting area, their boxes, and sometimes you can see the penguins looking out from the inside of the box.
So how many penguins have you got here?
Total population here is probably around 500 or 600.
Okay.
We've got 160 breeding pairs, but then on top of that you get juveniles that haven't quite started yet.
When they're breeding and they're in boxes like this, do they both go out fishing?
During incubation, they'll take turns, and then as the chicks get a little bit older, they get a little bit hungrier, so the parents need to be feeding them a lot more than that. So they'll leave the chicks alone in the nest, and both of them will go to sea and come in every night.
Now, when you think of penguins, I always think of ice.
Yep, that's a common belief or common thought with penguins. But actually, out of the 17 species of penguin, only 2 of them actually breed on the Antarctic or on the ice down in Antarctica. The rest of them are either subantarctic, temperate, or there's one at the Galapagos.
The work taking place at Oamaru Penguin Colony is proving vital to the survival of this species. It has shown that ongoing changes to the ocean environment are having an adverse impact, and without intervention could well lead to the extinction of this very cute little penguin.
Tourism has funded all of this research completely. It's completely funded it. We haven't had to request funds externally, so yeah, all the tourists coming in here are definitely supporting the conservation and research of the birds.
Well, after talking to Philippa this afternoon, I understand a little bit more about these penguins that we're about to see come in later tonight. It's right on dusk, so our eyes are peeled because they can come in from now through till 10 o'clock at night. So I'm just waiting for that first penguin to arrive, and the crowd's starting to gather. There's a pretty good crowd here right now, so I think we're all waiting for the show to begin. Well, it's only just starting to get dark and the lights have literally just come on, and we've already got our first little penguin come in.
He's all alone, he's all by himself, but he's just made his way up these rocks and he's sitting there probably waiting for all his mates to come in from fishing as well. Now, I know a lot of people love to come and see penguins, so you can draw quite a crowd here during the night.
Definitely, yep.
So how do you manage that to make sure these penguins aren't affected?
Well, as you mentioned, it's at night that the birds are coming ashore. So we have lighting that it's believed doesn't affect their eyesight or their vision. We believe that they can't see it as well because it's that sort of orange, reddy shade or hue. But it also means that we can't introduce any other abnormal lighting. Yeah. So it means that we have an absolute ban on cameras, so no flashes.
And do you find they generally come in groups?
Yeah, they do, definitely. Yep, groups that we refer to as rafts. So groups normally of 10 up to maybe even 50 or 60 penguins at once. And it's maybe for safety in numbers, perhaps.
In case there's any seals hanging around?
Yeah, and historically their natural predators on land would have been birds of prey, so coming in together like that might just be a bit of a safer option for them.
What other things do you do to make sure that tourism doesn't affect their behaviour?
Well, at night we ask people just to respect the penguins and stay relatively quiet. And also, as they're leaving at night, sometimes the penguins cross the road that the traffic leaves on.
So you got to be
So
careful.
we ask people just to drive really slowly and watch out for the penguins and check under their vehicle in case the birds are hiding out under there.
The Blue Penguin Colony is a delightful example about how tourists visiting an attraction can leave a positive impact through money well spent. New Zealand is a geological masterpiece, and at every turn you see how time and water has carved out the landscape. The weather only adds to the drama, and low-hanging cloud brings flashbacks to the movie Lord of the Rings.
I'm at the Beansburn stream, which feeds into the Dart River at Mount Aspiring National Park. Now, I've come here to enjoy something that is very popular in New Zealand, and that's called jet boating. Now, jet boating offers you adrenaline and action-packed adventure on the river. There's also something else you can try if you like solitude and beautiful places like this, and that's called fun yakking. Well, we're getting ready to go and we're on the river and I'm looking at the mountains. There's all these clouds around it. It's kind of sort of eerie, but it gives us the moods of Mother Nature.
This is what people come to experience: adventure and incredible scenery. Jet boating gives a fast-paced view of the terrain, and the greatest danger is from face ache that comes with having a grin from ear to ear. The Dart River originates in the Southern Alps and the Dart Glacier, flowing for 60 kilometres into Lake Wakatipu near Glenorchy. The ride up through the rugged forested mountains and the rocky islands is breathtaking, and you feel you're in a movie set. But then Mother Nature has mastered the art of picture-perfect canvases.
Well, Andy, looking around, I know I don't have to ask you this question, but what's so special about Dart River?
Well, you know, I think the core essence of the whole environment up here is Te Wāhi Pounamu, the World Heritage Area, which encompasses Fiordland National Park and South Westland National Park and also Mount Aspiring National Park. So the area that we're standing in at the moment is Mount Aspiring National Park. So we're looking at some very original rainforest. I think it's the dynamics of this whole environment. You've got the big mountains of the main divide here, and behind us we have the Cosmos Range, but it's also the combination of the river, the beech forest, the high mountains, and of course the high glaciers that you'll see on clear days.
And I know it's probably a little bit cloudy today, but just looking around, I think this is the type of country that brings people like me to New Zealand, isn't it?
I think what's special about Dart River Jet Safaris is the fact that we provide an all-encompassing, there's a real diversity in the trip, from both the excitement of the jet boat, which is that great Kiwi iconic invention invented by Bill Hamilton all those years ago, to getting out into the great outdoors, to actually getting out into the forest, the mountain forest, to being on the river, the scenery, some of the film locations that we used, Lord of the Rings, for example, Wolverine, and another more recent one. And it's that real involvement that you get from here. And we're 50 minutes basically from Queenstown, so a short drive away, but here we are right in the heart of the Southern Alps.
And how do you manage tourism? Because I mean, I guess your jet boats, have to come up through this environment. So how do you manage that?
With that, I mean, there is a reality that we use petrol-powered engines to get here, but we have a program looking to reduce the amount of fuel that we use.
Most people would look at jet boats and think, how can this be sustainable? There is a reality that petrol-powered engines are used, but Dart River works with EarthCheck to guide them in how to best reduce fuel consumption, make changes to trip routing, and harness new technologies, while closely monitoring other areas of the business where impacts can be lessened. What Dart River provides is an opportunity for us to access an environment and gain a better understanding of why places like this should be preserved.
Now, there are a couple of different modes that you can enjoy this river. Of course, there's the jet boating where you get the thrill and the speed, and you also get the beautiful scenery. But if you want to try a little bit of a quieter option, you can go fun yakking. And the best thing about fun yakking is you can go off the beaten track of the river and you can come up to some of these little side streams. And just through here, I hear there are some very impressive canyons. It's absolutely stunning. I'm just looking up at the sides here, and it's all rainforest, and all the rocks have these mosses all growing over them. And wow, we're just about to go through this little canyon. Woohoo! That's the best thing. You can come up into all these little hidden parts of the river that you just wouldn't see on the jet boat. This is a fun bit when you get to a few rapids. It makes fun yakking a bit more live and a bit more exciting. Negotiating the river, feeling the power of it. This is awesome! Not only have we seen the beauty of the river and had an awesome time fun yakking, we've even got a bit of stunt driving in as well. So, thank you, Jeff.
They say there are 11 sheep to every person in New Zealand. And driving through the countryside, that crazy figure is easy to believe. The South Island is very different from the North Island, as the land is more rugged and wild in appearance.
Well, the great thing about having a motorhome is that you can go right around the South Island of New Zealand and stop absolutely everywhere you want. Beautiful locations like this. The good thing about the United campervans is they're totally self-contained, so everything we bring in, we take home with us. And when we leave, there's nothing left behind.
The drive up the West Coast is one of the most stunning, and you'll want to plan plenty of time for stops along the way.
We are now in the northwestern part of the South Island of New Zealand in the Abel Tasman National Park, and we're heading for Awaroa Lodge. This is some of the prettiest coastal scenery that you can see in the country. This is Tonga Island and it's home to the New Zealand fur seals. We've just seen a few little pups playing around on the rocks.
Well, this is our stop, Awaroa. There are no roads coming in here, so the only way to get here is by water taxi or by helicopter. And I think you can hike in as well. This is great. Even the walk here, you go through the gardens and through the bush. And look at this. You should see my view outside.
Yeah.
So you can come by water taxi like ours, helicopter, or hike in, is that right?
Hike in, yeah. So you can hike from the north, which comes in over the lagoon. You have to cross, so you can only cross at low tide or on either side of low tide. Or you can obviously come from the south, from Tonga. Yeah.
But one of the best ways to see it's by ocean, right?
Yeah. Can't beat it.
By kayak.
By kayak. It's
Yeah.
quiet, it's peaceful, and it's
Yeah.
tranquil.
There you go.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly. No engine noise.
Awesome. Now, you may wonder why I'm dressed like this, but that's because I'm going kayaking. Kayaking is one of the best ways that you can see these waters because look at the scenery, but it also makes no noise, so we don't scare off the animals. You ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right. Well, that is definitely one of the best ways to see the national park. I mean, we got so close to the wildlife, but we could also come into these inlets and explore all the little bays and look at the national park and see the big mountains. It is a great way to travel. Thanks, Rowan. Hikers come from all around the world just to get to this national park. Whether on the water or walking through virgin forests, you realise why it's so important to preserve areas like this. It's like Gondwana. Well, we're nearly there, but I hear it's worth it. Wow. Well, the Abel Tasman National Park may be one of New Zealand's smallest national parks, but it's also one of the most popular. And with views like that, no wonder. To get a real bird's eye view, it was time to find another angle, and road travel simply isn't an option. Now, of course, one of my favourite and the best way to see the national park is from up above. And Andrew, my chopper pilot, has had more experience in this area than just about anyone else. How long have you been flying?
15 years in this area and around about, just under 20 years total now, so it's been a wee while.
Excellent, let's go.
Come on board.
This area was named after the explorer Abel Tasman in 1642, and at 22,530 hectares is New Zealand's smallest national park. Its location at the top of the South Island has become an adventurous playground. The rivers that flow through Abel Tasman National Park feed into Golden Bay. They create an essential network of ecosystems that help keep New Zealand's coastal waters rich with marine life. With so much evidence pointing to loss of biodiversity as a key factor in climate change, it's time to restore many areas back to their natural state and perhaps realise overdevelopment is in fact a dangerous path to pursue. Well, I'm at the Awaroa Lodge Organic Garden and we're about to pick some veggies and some salads for tonight's dinner. And this is Selena.
Hi.
Are we ready to go, Selena?
Yes, let's go. Yeah.
Okay. In here?
Yeah. This garden is about 250 meters long. Yeah, 100 meters wide, and grow whole year round.
So what's on the menu tonight? What do we have to pick?
We need some green, and this is one of the bak choy. So we pick one up.
And how long do these take to grow?
Take about 3 weeks.
And it's all organic. Everything in
organic.
here is organic.
Everything organic. All the scrap from the kitchen, and we separate them, and the food will be processing in the bin, and then when about 2-3 weeks, we put in the soil and leave another a couple of weeks, and then you can plant them.
So it's a full cycle.
Full cycle.
You have your veggies and then they all go back into your garden.
That's right. So what we do is instead of just take them all one go, we try to get them like living plants. So what do we do? We just pick outside the leaves.
Yep. So do you want me to pick some?
Yep. So we don't take them all.
So they'll grow new leaves?
Grow again.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the best thing is when you eat this food, you know there's absolutely no chemicals or no pesticides being sprayed on it. In this day and age, most of our food just gets sprayed. But this is 100% organic, and I know exactly where it came from.
Awaroa Lodge is so remotely located that they have to be totally self-sufficient, and means that every aspect of operations, including the disposal of waste, needs to be carefully thought through.
So Barry, there's a particular way that you manage the waste?
Yes, the Department of Conservation here in the National Park have very strict rules. Everything that comes into the park has to be removed from the park. And we have a full recycling station here, along with the local village in Takaka. And so we recycle cardboard separately from paper, separately from plastics, separately from metals, and separately from general rubbish. And it's all compressed into 1 or 2 ton compressed bags, placed onto the trailer and taken out to the recycling station. We're very conscious of our footprint here in the National Park, and so sustainable tourism encourages lower carbon emissions and lower footprint and a cleaner environment, and that's what we try to do.
Well, we've arrived at the spot where they come picking clams for our dinner. So not only can you grow your own fresh veggies, but you can come and pick your own clams. Now, the guys have got a bit of a head start, so I'm going to check on how they're going and see if they've got any of those yummy clams. Now, we're here at a certain tide, so it's got to be a half tide, is that correct?
Now, this is low water. You can see by the expanse of the inlet, in 4 hours' time, this will be completely covered. And in 6 hours' time, there'll be 3 meters of water in here. So at low water, there's just 2 small rivulets, one coming from the Awaroa bed itself, and another one coming from Totanui Inlet. So these 2 rivers, which are fresh water, flowing out to the sea constantly, is where the clams live. The clams live in between the fresh water and the salt water.
I know how you tell what time is a good time to come and pick clams, because you watch the birds, don't you?
We watch the oyster catchers. There's an oyster catcher here, Colin, a sanctuary for oyster catchers here on the point, which we guard and we protect on behalf of the Department of Conservation.
Well, I've got some excited people here in the background because they've been catching clams, so let's see how they're going. How are you guys going? You got some clams?
Oh, we have. We've caught more than anybody.
We've caught more than Barry.
We have.
Look at this, there's clams
gosh,
galore.
you've really got some good clams there.
That is. Show us how to catch a clam. Show us how you find them.
You dig in the sand.
Yes.
Oh,
look at that.
Look at this, I've done 1 scoop and I have a whole handful.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Oh, and there's some nice big ones.
Yeah, there's some nice
Throw
big
them
ones.
in the bucket.
And there's some little ones, so we've got to do a little bit of sorting here because we have all shapes and sizes. There's not many places left like this that you can get this many clams.
It's because it's not overfished.
That's right. This will make a dozen clams, and that's perfect for me. Well, I know how fresh these are because I picked them myself today out of the sand. But look at this, we also have sashimi. We've got salmon, tuna, and our garden fresh vegetables. To New Zealand.
Indeed. Cheers.
I've amazing time exploring this place they refer to as the Long White Cloud, New Zealand. And I've really enjoyed the moods of Mother Nature. Sometimes it's been raining and other times it's been like today. Absolutely magnificent. But it's also positive to see that tourism is help shaping the future here. And with people wanting to leave this place better for future generations, then I think we may all just possibly face a very bright future.